hottie Sheena Easton is joining us this weekend.
Oh, I used to be a big fan of hers back in the 80s, yes.
She is a big-time cat lover. Do you know who Sheena Easton is?
No. She did the exercise video, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Don't know. She did
besides
that.
Other things. Huh?
Welcome back. It's Animal Radio with Hal and Judy. I'm pretty happy. We have pop diva Sheena Easton on the phone with us. Hi, Sheena.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Ow, my cat just attacked me.
Uh-oh. Which one?
Oh, this is Yodi. Or Yoda's her formal name. Ow, Yodi. We have 6 of them.
Wow.
And 2 dogs.
And they all get along?
Well, there's 2 groups. There's the original gangsters, the 2 originals, and then there's the 4 sort of newbies, and we have to do a rotation system where the first 2 get run of the house, and then the other 4. Luckily, the house is big enough to accommodate that, but they're all rescue cats. And we had 2 of them, and then, of course, the kids talked me into getting another cat.
Why not?
We brought home from one of those no-kill shelters. We went in, going to get a cute little kitten, and there was this black cat in the cage, curled up in a fetal position, not interested, and the lady said that she'd been stuck in there for 7 months. And, so we said, that's our cat. So we took her home, and I noticed right away she was shaking her head, so she had ear issues. And we took her to the vet, and she got an operation the next day to get a polyp out of her ear.
Wow.
And now she's a happy cat. She's a big fat thing that she's just doing real good. But so when I took her back to the vet to get her ear checked, at the vet, somebody had dumped off a mom and kittens, and of course, I took the mom and the 2 kittens home. So I went in with 1 and came home with 4, so that gives us 6.
Isn't that the way it always happens?
Yeah,
it's never intentional.
It does, but they're so great.
Now, do you spoil them?
Oh, please. Yeah.
What do you think is the most spoiled thing you do for them?
My cat?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. What's the most spoiled thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's hard to come up with. I mean, one of the original cats, right?
The original gangsta.
The original gangsters. Her name is Puffy. And she's the most spoiled on the planet because she had panleukopenia. And she was supposed to die at 5 weeks old. Not a lot of survivability.
What is panleukopenia? A cancer? What is
panleukopenia is essentially a extreme form of distemper.
Oh, distemper. Okay.
And if you look it up on the internet and just look at what any cat that's less than 16 weeks, there's about a 90% death rate.
Ooh.
And both these kittens were 5 weeks old. So first of all, they spent a weekend in the emergency, and then I took them to my vet. And this vet, God bless her, she is like the best person in the world. She took my babies home with her.
Wow.
So that she could set her alarm and get up every hour to squirt, this food down their throat to keep them on a drip.
Wow.
And she kept them alive through the worst phase of it, and they survived. But this cat, the long story short, once she's had some problems. She's got a little bit of brain damage issues, and she's also a peer. And so I've removed every piece of carpet. I've removed everything you can think of from downstairs.
She sprays all over?
She will just look at you and sit down and pee right in front of you.
I know those type.
Like, how you doing? I'm just having a little time out here. And so we're, you know how, like, your grandma will put the plastic covers on the couch and stuff? We have to put plastic covers on the couch.
Yes.
And take them off when we want to sit there. It's a nightmare. And now she's on pills to try and help her not do it.
What kind of pills is she on?
She's on, like kitty downers.
Kitty, like Boost Par, or is it Prozac, or is it...
it starts with an A.
An A, okay.
Does it work?
We're going to research that because we actually know that multi-cat households like that is a problem. And we know cats like this that last resort is to go to medication like Boost Par. They're anxious cats. They pee all over.
Well, all of the cats have no litter issues, but Puffy always had a litter issue. And I'm one of those people. I'll research everything. I have every book on cats you can think of. And right from the get-go, the signs were there. She has never attempted to cover up when she goes in her litter box. When she was a kitten, all the other cats go in there fastidious. They'll be in there for an hour digging. She just goes in, she leaves her business, and she walks away. She's never, and they say in all the books, that can sort of indicate issues down the line.
Yes.
And before any of the other cats came along, she had issues where she would go outside of the box. So I don't think that it's the classic mark in the territory thing.
Right.
And, everybody says, I don't know how you put up with it. But I look in her eyes, and what am I going to do? She's my baby.
Absolutely. Yes. You're not going to get rid of her.
No.
You
That's her spoiled thing. The whole family revolves around Puffy issues. Make sure your bedroom doors are shut. I get those big couple of gallon things. I go around and I spray as soon as I notice anything. So there's no odors whatsoever in the house because I'm like fastidious about keeping it clean. But the main thing is just, we've got wood and tile floors now downstairs. Plus, I have those little diffusers that you plug into the sockets that put the pheromone stuff in the air.
Comfort zone.
Feel away.
I do it all. I do it all. I've got it all. I mean, if it's been out there, I'll try voodoo. I'll stick pins in something if it need be, I'll get a little doll.
How do the dogs get along with all of this?
My dogs love the cats.
Really?
Yeah. No, I grew up where I always had dog and cat households, and I'd say most times, unless you've got a dog that you just know isn't going to take to cats, my dogs love them. The cats climb all over them. They play with them. They do this thing where they chase each other around the house. No, they got along great.
Oh, that's good. Have you heard of Kyle Orant? He's an 8-year-old kid who sold lemonade, the last few summers, and he made $20,000.
By selling lemonade?
By selling lemonade. Did you ever sell lemonade as a kid?
No, but my daughter Skylar has a lemonade stand. We're near a golf course, and she goes up where the golfers go across the street.
Oh, yes. Smart.
And, sometimes she'll clear $100 on a Saturday, but $20,000, man, what is he selling? What is he putting in the lemonade? That's what I want to know.
Well, here's the deal. He gave all of that $20,000, didn't keep a penny for himself. He gave that all to Canine Companions for Independence, which is an organization that hooks handicapped humans up with dogs.
Well, that is a wonderful thing to do. What a great kid.
And we actually called him a couple of weeks ago, and I said, what do you want to do next? He said, well, I want to auction off collars, dog collars, signed by celebrities. So I told him every celebrity we get on the phone, we get them to hopefully autograph one of these collars that he can auction off for eBay and, again, for Canine Companions for Independence.
I would be more than happy to do that.
We're going to send a few of them your way and also some for your 2 dogs. Okay? Great. And, of course, those come from Bamboo. They're the quick control leashes. They're so awesome, Sheena. You'll love them. You'll probably go out and get a bunch of them. And then I want to mention that you're going to be with En Vogue on May 31st through June 3rd is the festival at Salt Lake City, but you're going to be there on
the 1st.
The 1st. Concert starts at about 7:30 p.m. You're going to be there with En Vogue. Are you excited about that?
Of course I'm excited. That's my second love after my family is my performing, and I love to get out there and do a live show. It's just the best feeling in the world.
Have you played with En Vogue before?
I don't believe I have. I've done many different festivals. They might have been on the bill, but I don't remember, to be honest.
Oh, and then you're going to be in Los Angeles if you're listening on either K-Big or Coast. You'll be in Cerritos, the Cerritos Performing Arts Center, September 29th. Boy, you're keeping active here, aren't you?
Yeah, I go out about 2 weekends a month and do various shows, so yeah.
That sounds like it's paced just right.
It is. I have 2 kids. I have one who's nearly 13 and one who's 11. And when they were real little, you could pack them up in the suitcase and take them wherever you were going, because kids don't care. A hotel room's the same as a bedroom to them. They just want to be with their mom. And then when it got to where they were starting school, I changed my lifestyle to where, so that's how I actually moved to Las Vegas. I was working here at home in a show, and I didn't have to leave the house until they were going to bed. And so I would go to work for a couple of hours and be home and get them up in the morning and so on. And now I've managed to pare it down to just 2 weekends a month. I get on a plane for an overnight thing and go do a show, and I'm a mom full-time the rest of the time.
You're able to see the animals instead of, we speak to a lot of people who they can't have animals, they can't have dogs because they're traveling so much.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to stress is people who think that, cats are self-maintaining creatures. You put down a dish of water and a dish of food and you leave the house and the cat's happy. Cats show their depression, their happiness. They get real upset when you're gone. And the other thing I would urge is anybody who is getting an animal, get them in pairs. Get them
in pairs, yeah, that's a good idea.
Go rescue 2 animals at the same time that get along. Maybe they're caged together, or were kittens together, or puppies, or came from another home, because they need companionship, and they need attention, and they need love, and animals will really thrive on the amount of love you give them. And that is just as important as clean water and food.
It is a big myth that cats are solitary animals that are low maintenance.
And the other thing is people say, but cats don't seem to have a personality. It's like, what? Every single one of my cats have a uniquely distinct personality. It's amazing.
It sounds like you love your animals a lot.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. My kids told me that, I'm basically going to be a crazy cat lady. But they said that I don't get crazy cat lady status until, they said that the thing that will define that is when they leave to go to college and I live alone and I move into a tiny little apartment and I have 20 cats. And that could very well happen.
Well, that's not the worst way to go. I'll tell you that right.
It's not the worst way to go, let me tell you.
We love our cats very much, and there's guys too like me. I might be the old cat guy that just has a bunch of cats, and it's a new generation, and it's happening to the guys too.
Yeah, it's good.
Sheena Easton, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on, learn more.